Hi, everyone. Welcome to our spiritual reading. I was going to say for March, but I feel like this is just for um, it's advice, it's signs to help you get to where you want to go. That's how I look at these readings. This is pulling in the collective spirit guides. And remember, your spirit guide is someone who is a spirit who chose to step forward to help lead you on this earth by giving you signs, ideas, you know, showing you the way, so to speak, but your free will. So they can only do so much. And I'm a big believer that we have many spirit guides. I feel like, because I can feel the energy in the reading where, maybe one guide will step back because it turns into, we move into love within the tarot, and a different guide comes to the forefront, and their expertise, let's say, is on love. So they're here to help guide you. So if you were intuitively guided to this channel, to this reading or to the channel, just know that our guides are connected. And so we're reading for the collective. And, when we're doing readings with our spirit guides, of course, there's certain things we want, right? But it's much better if we can let go of the outcome. We hope and pray for the best. We're willing to match that energy, and I feel like then it comes in, just the way life works. So anyway, we're going to go to Archangel Raphael. He talks a lot about our well-being, our health. So we're going to go ahead and pull. We're not pull. We're going to let them come out. One or a couple. And we will read it at the end of the reading. And I'm telling you, by the time I'm done here, you'll be amazed at how these cards, the words at the end, just sum up your reading. All right, we have stretch. Stretch. Something I used to do all the time. I can't remember the last time I stretched. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for staying by my side and motivating me to take excellent care of myself in all ways. Some of you may be feeling that energy. I know I am. I have exercise equipment in the basement, or Sam does, and but it needs cleaned. And I did some of the cleaning, but now I got to clean actual equipment, and I think I got to get to it. So stretch. It could be even stretching your spiritual wings. All right, let's bring in Mother Mary. Mother Mary looks over all her children. All these decks are pre-shuffled, by the way. I just like to shuffle once I also begin the reading. We have Father. My true Father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. Some of you may have had a father who's crossed over, because it's interesting. I felt like in just the energy in the card of stretch, I was feeling like there's an angel touching your head, and this is someone who has been with you, your whole life. I feel like may have again been a father, and I was here in the human body, but now I'm in all spirit. I'm spirit, and I feel like they're touching your head, maybe just to let you know that they're there, that they are one of your guides. And listen, our Father may have been not so great here on earth, um, but if he asks for forgiveness, he will receive forgiveness from God, right? Um, and I just feel like, first of all, I feel like the recognition, right? It's almost like they had to review their own lives, and through that review, um, they learned a lot. Right? Almost like whatever pain I caused you, then I had to feel. Now, I don't think it sounds a little heavy, and I don't want to take it in that direction because it's not that direction. I just feel like this person is healed of all things, and interesting now is touching your head. All right, let's bring in the Chariot of Dreams. I don't ask any questions in this reading. I just want whatever wants to come out to come out. Put that over there for a second. We have the Page of Wands. Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Page can be a child. It can be of a younger time. Many times I feel it's the atmosphere of, what I'm in, what I'm building. We have the Page of Swords. He came in reverse, and I think I'm going to leave him in reverse. 2 pages back to back. Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If I was going to look at these two as people, this Page of Wands would be someone that you would think, is at the front of the pack. Is the explorer, says yes to exploring. The Page of Swords is someone who is really seeking a path of truth. Though he is in reverse, it's learning the art of communication. My thoughts. It's learning to use a sword to cut ties that may hold me down. But he's in reverse, so I don't know. We have the Knight of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Knight of Cups, though, talks about this knight is coming toward you. And this knight is delivering something. Every knight is delivering something. The Knight of Cups is delivering something of an emotional nature. Something that, now that can be love. It could just be like a wave of feeling universal love, and therefore feeling yourself, and being like this Page of Wands. This Page of Wands often feels like the fool, right? I'm the one who's going to take the chance. This Page of Swords, maybe the two of them are going to do something together, and listen, don't worry about what sex it is, but maybe these two were going to do something together, but one chose a different path. And I feel like so they therefore led to different paths. We have the Palace of Wands. Alright, so the Knight of Cups is coming. Let me bring this down a little bit. Knight of Cups, right here, is traveling to these pages, right? Coming from the Palace of Wands. So, this knight, at least, lives within this Palace of Wands. And that's what the palace really is. Like the atmosphere that you're in. So Wands is, it's exactly what the Page of Wands would have come from. This is a house where, it's led by desire, desire of another, but also desire of my passions. It's a passionate type house. And from it is coming this cup. So I'm curious to see what comes below these 2 pages. because I feel like it's coming for both. We have the Queen of Cups. Okay, well, I feel like I gotta leave her in reverse too. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Now remember, it doesn't have to be. You know, the Queen of Cups is someone who is, when she's in the light, she likes being in a relationship. She understands, you know, I don't know, the joy that it can bring, right? You know, even the passionate moments, which may be, I don't know, I just feel like she's someone who is open to relationships, but she's in reverse. So this tells me some of you have almost like, nope. We have the Three of Cups in the upright. I don't know if this queen and this page are connected. It's almost like they party together. But yet over here, I feel like this person has chosen a different path. Excuse me. You know, I kind of feel like in this Page of Swords, I do feel like there's a little bit of, I don't want to say depression. You know, and listen, you may have had like a mother that taught you in a certain way where you know, where naturally a mother is to build up their child. This mother maybe had done the opposite. And maybe this is also tied back to the father for some of you, and a mother who maybe didn't stand up for you, type of thing. And because I'm kind of feeling this Three of Cups, also in the energy of drinking, or let me put it a different way, of almost like masking my feelings through something. I may find that I've been drawn towards something that maybe isn't good for me, that also runs in my family. But the only problem is I feel like this Page of Swords being in reverse, I don't know that they're having that awareness. Maybe that's exactly why you're being pulled here. So you can have this awareness and see that there's something, you know, that feels tied to a family member that now you find yourself in. You know, maybe you think, what's that saying? The sins of the father. You know what I mean? Like, don't we always think as parents, like, oh my God, you know, when my child goes through something, you know, it's probably my fault. It's probably due to one of my sins, that type of thing. Um, but it's not the case. It's interesting because I had just heard where, of course, I don't know how it was said because it's just how I am in a reading. It's just little tidbits that I recall, but God saying that, you know, you do not repeat the sins of your father. And maybe some of us thought naturally that we did. Doesn't mean that we haven't moved into that. Okay, interesting. Well, we have the Four of Wands coming under this Knight of Cups. Boy, does that feel like someone proposing a commitment. You know, Four of Wands is a beautiful card as it relates to love because this is about a true commitment. And this is about two people who, it's almost like I couldn't imagine. You know, maybe once we get past all the crap, it's like I couldn't imagine not being with you. But again, I feel like this Queen is kind of putting a little halt to that. So here's the Knight bringing in this cup. It is some type of commitment. Okay, well, let's see what else we have. We have the Knight of Wands. So look at this. We have a lot of fire coming out of the Palace of Fire. A lot of energy. This knight brings passion. This knight lights the fire. This knight can move somewhat chaotic, because when you think of the wands or the fire, especially like Aries, right? The first sign of the zodiac, the leader, right? Ushers in spring, that type of thing, planting, all of that. So, anyways, but along with his energy comes a little chaos. It feels a little chaotic. Maybe because I'm over here, like just in the reverse, kind of hanging out. And some of you maybe, maybe you are in the energy of like, like I want to go out or, I want to have that lifestyle for a little while. Totally your choice, right? It's totally your choice, but I don't think that's stopping this energy. So interesting. We have the Six of Swords. That's a good energy because that is what comes right before the Six of Swords is the Five of Swords. And in the Five of Swords, first of all, five is about change, right? Change. Why? To find some sense of freedom. Something that, and that can be from your own thoughts. Freedom from that. But anyways, five is seeing, feeling, knowing, no blindfolds, knowing who and what is toxic in my life, and making an effort to then move out of it in whatever way that means. Some of you, again, it can be tied to something you're doing that, maybe it runs in the family. I don't know. But here is, this is moving out of choppy waters into calm waters. That's really how it's explained, right? When I'm in the five, it's choppy. And this is probably why this Queen of Cups is in reverse, right? She's been in these choppy waters. But, it's like until whoever needs to look at what they need to look at, find that toxic, and therefore get rid of it, move from it. How long do I remain in it? So five does ask for a change. And the Six of Swords says that you do it. Tells me that you can, at least that you can do it. If you tell yourself you can't, then you're just believing, I don't know, I feel like a false thought. We have the Empress. So, moving towards the Empress. Some of you may have found that you, had to move back home for whatever the reason, and I feel like this has probably already happened. There may be some things coming to you that are really unexpected, and one may be love, and another may be like epiphanies, to help you like recreate yourself, so to speak. The Empress reminds us, don't ever regret the journeys that you've been on, because through those journeys with great wisdom, right? At the end, if we take that nine is about reflecting before we move on. Reflect, and then knowing when to close a chapter, right? Sometimes we have to close a chapter before another chapter can open. It is just the way it works. You know what I mean? We have to remember also the energy that we manifest from energy, whether that be that of, of the shadow or the light, let's just say. But anyways, the Empress is someone who has learned from her journeys, and becomes very wise from this. And this doesn't have to even, she doesn't have to be an old lady. This is just someone who's understood their life, honestly. Like, looked at it from, a analytical, logical, but also spiritual lens. Um, and I just want to say, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this Empress also, from that energy, is like creating um, different types of avenues, different things, like almost using my wisdom, right, to then help the collective, let's say. Wow, we have the Lovers, kind of sideways. Well, how beautiful, it's coming right under the Four of Wands and right under the Knight of Cups. Again, these knights will complete their mission. That's their job, right? That's their job. They're being sent from the king or the queen, right? Um, so I don't know, but here's the Lovers. Wow. This can be a head over heart decision, of course, but it's about the connection, right? And the energy of the Four of Wands right above that is quite beautiful. This talks about, especially with the Empress right beside that, this Empress will be successful in love. And it is because of her past. And it isn't because she's holding on to anything she's not. She has closed doors and allowed new doors to open, right? She's done that. So I kind of love now the Lovers shows up. It's funny because the Four of Wands and that energy, like, whenever this happens, it is the energy of, like, I just couldn't imagine not being with you, right? You just know what you know about this connection. And, so the Four of Wands holds that promise of two people making that commitment. And then look at the Lover's image. There are those two people. And just look at how they're embracing each other. So, in a way, I feel like our guides are saying there just may be certain things um, to look at. So, therefore, I hope within the Six of Swords is what is happening here is we're giving the allowance for these knights to come in. We have the Four of Pentacles. Well, at your home, right? The Four of Pentacles talks about a foundation, a strong foundation. It's built. The foundation is being built strong, and that's probably the most important part of this relationship. Is allowing it the time to develop, right? I love that this, no matter what, it's coming from the energy of the Empress, and she's nurturing, but she's strong. She knows the boundaries, she knows all that, and she trusts in that, right? All right, let's keep going. Well, we have the Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Ten of Cups. And we have the Star underneath that. The Star, card of Aquarius. But that's about your hopes and your dreams and your wishes. So some of you, maybe that's exactly what you're wishing for, the Ten of Cups. Let's bring in the Gilded Chariot. It's interesting. I was going to make this a short reading. And, when I start reading, I let go of my thoughts, so to speak, and like what I plan to do, that kind of thing. And then I'll come to that awareness and I'll be like, wow, I took a full spread. So we're going to let go of the idea that it's going to be a short reading. But that's okay. That means there's more to be said. We have the Chariot. Card of Cancer, first of all. Chariot coming over this Page of Wands. This Page of Wands, right from the get-go, I felt like it's about action. Someone who wants to take some type of action. Definitely being stirred. Um, you know, it's like some type of desire is being stirred, shaken, illuminated type of thing. And then the Chariot shows up. Many times this is a reward, and the reward is due to finding balance within yourself. Understanding that we have a shadow side, and we're supposed to, and we also have a light, and it's finding that balance between the two. Um, some like to walk right on that border, and I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. I think that may just be the kind of life they chose. Anyway, the Chariot is movement. We have the Nine of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Nine of Wands. We have the Two of Pentacles. So, Two of Pentacles coming over this Knight of Cups. This puts someone in a question mode. Now, what I like is, if I got a question, if I want something in my life, the Two of Pentacles is the energy I want to do it from. This has nothing to do with fear. It's just you're rationally thinking, is this what I want in my life? Um, or, well, that, but I also feel this is about the person within the Knight of Cups. I feel like the Two of Pentacles talks about a time period, right? Almost like at the right time. So I don't know. It's almost like this knight is kind of holding back, waiting for the ship to come to shore, and that may be you, and that may be who's in this queen that's in reverse, or this page is in reverse, right? Not quite themselves yet. Well, look at this. We have the Tower. Interesting. We have the Tower is coming over the palace. Huh. Well, honestly, what I feel like someone is saying is, I used to live in the Palace of Wands, and then it was taken from me. And then the Tower came, right? Someone fell from grace, or what have you. The one thing I always notice in the towers, though, are that the foundation is still standing, and we end this part of the spread with the foundation, the ability to build it strong, right? To keep it strong. It may be the I don't know, whoever fell from grace. Hmm. So, anyways, I have to say, because the Knight of Cups is moving from that energy, for some of you, this may talk about someone of the past. This could be you on this journey. And then the Nine, I don't know why I'm reading it backwards, but then the Nine of Wands coming over this page in reverse. The Nine of Wands asks you where your focus is at. The Nine of Wands, again, remember nine, reflection. And it's the Wand family. That means there is a sense of responsibility in where I just was, or at least let's say the last 9 years of my life, or the chapter. Maybe a chapter that's now due to close. So it's almost like he's taken a moment to reflect upon it. And what I'm looking for in there is just, how have I grown? How did I overcome all of that? It's almost like the reminder that you are spirit also. Sometimes in this heavy, responsible time, we feel like we're just this human, um, but you're not. You're spirit, and you're a spirit warrior. And in the Nine of Wands, this is what you're asked to put your focus upon. Page in reverse of swords could certainly be like in my head too much. Something could be clouding your perception also. Substance, something like that. Because nonetheless, I feel like no matter what, these knights are showing up. And it will just be how you receive it. How you receive it. So I like that the Two of Pentacles is coming next to that Tower. That's me having, I'm not in the destruction of it anymore, right? Been there. It's almost like perhaps you got to the point of, now when you look at that tower, you look at it with a different lens. There's no, I don't know, like no fear, especially with the Empress at the table next to the Lovers. There's no need to have fear in your decisions. The Empress knows that she's being led. The Empress knows that her life has been about collecting this wisdom to help illuminate, her path. The Empress is someone who can get lost in her craft because she knows the importance of that. It's a good way to take your mind off of something um, that sometimes may feel overwhelming. Find this this craft within you, this gift within you, and explore it. That's what the Nine of Wands would do. Explore it. Hello. We have the Page of Cups. Just feel like it just kind of boop popped over. Page of Cups. Well, interesting. We have 3 pages here. First of all, just gonna talk about all younger energy too. Some of you can talk about a dream that you had that maybe you didn't go after. That now you have an opportunity to go after it, right? You have an opportunity. And listen, it did come after the tower. There's the tower. But the Two of Pentacles is just like, almost like rebuilding myself. So the Page of Cups talks about learning to love you. And that means, I don't know, like not holding yourself, not holding experiences back from yourself because of what was. Because if you take, well, okay, that's a lot. Maybe that'll be all we take, but they're all face up, so I'm going to take them. I forgot what I was going to say, so we'll keep moving. We have the Six of Wands. First of all, this is the energy of victory. This is the energy of overcoming. So is the Six of Swords. Whatever we may need to overcome. Some of us, it may be our thought system, right? And it can be directly tied to a previous tower. There's a reminder that the foundation is still strong. Now, that may just mean you. You are that foundation. And get back to building your palace back up type of thing. And I do feel like whatever it is that some of you feel tied to, that may be tied to family history, I feel like the ability to cut those ties, even if they're just the thoughts, to help you rise above them. We have the Magician. Beautiful. So this is the energy of manifesting, right? The Magician is the first character in the Tarot that meets the Fool. And it does kind of feel like a new journey here for many of you in different ways. But the Magician comes out to the Fool to remind the Fool of all the tools that he has within him, right? Within him. To face the challenges that may show. But it doesn't stop the Fool, right? The Fool's like, let me at it. I want it, right? I'm willing to do that. So the Magician's job is to also say that to you, right? These tools of each journey, in every journey, if you allow, become part of your collective wisdom. And those tools are yours for eternity. Eternity. It's like building your spiritual wings, your spiritual muscles. So anyways, the Magician is right over this commitment card that has the energy of love coming in above it and the lovers below it. That's pretty powerful energy. See what's going on. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords. So there is the Nine of Swords attached to the Tower. The Nine of Swords, that's the energy where I am going to overthink something. Um, that's the energy where I allow maybe this tower to play over and over and over and over and over and over and over in my head. And it serves zero purpose. The Nine of Swords tells you that the majority of what you are worrying about or creating in a fearful nature, especially if it's related to prior towers, is unnecessary. You don't need to do this. But you do need to reflect upon it. Again, the nine. Um, there are a few swords that belong there. And it is your past, of course. But these other swords are like, created, self created. And it can turn into depression. It can turn into isolation. And it is not where you're meant to be. It is not who you're meant to be. And I feel like the energy is like the spirit guides here, probably talking to the collective, is like this is not the energy you're meant to be in. But it is energy it's self-created, so you have to uncreate it. But you guys are kind of giving you comfort. Comfort. It's almost like if I take this trip again, how do I know the tower won't reappear? Well, I don't know that anybody can promise you that the tower will never reappear, right? Towers are part of our lives, part of the earthly experience. I feel like it's more about how do we react to the towers? Do we now see the towers before they see us, type of thing? Um, can we learn the lesson before we have to go the whole way to the 10? Once we've experienced some of these towers? The answer is, you have control over that. Anyway, so we definitely have to look at that Nine of Swords because it's here. And that might be why this Knight of Wands, which can be chaotic energy, right, which is moving towards this commitment, it can be why sometimes it feels chaotic because if I'm in the Nine of Swords energy, again, unnecessary worry, but relating to the tower, but not only relating to the tower, relating to the Palace of Wands. So maybe it's a recreation. We have the Ten of Cups here. Okay, what do we have? We have the Emperor. Dun, 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 dun. So we have the Empress and the Emperor. Emperor is coming up as a clarifier, though. Can be a card of Aries. Some of you have moved into the area of creating your own business. Some of you may find that you become the leader. Um, this is the type of energy where, I mean, that Nine of Swords would have to go away, really. But if that can go away, which I know it can, I feel like you're in a very persuasive type of energy. And listen, I don't think it's because you're being tricky. It's because you have the wisdom. And so it's like it moves you to the top. Again, what you do with it will be up to you. But let's keep going. Well, no wonder I said that. Here's the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is that self-created barrier we put around ourselves. It's protection. But it can't exist within the Empress's energy. It just can't. And victory is above it. So I'm hoping this is just talking about energy that you let go of. First of all, we went from the 9 down to the 8. So let's keep going. We have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles surrounding this Lovers. We have the Three of Wands. So that is a different way of looking at something. It's interesting. It's coming below the Nine of Swords. So this tells me some of you are going to have this realization that a lot of the worry you carry with you, there's no need for it. It's serving no one. it's like you drinking poison thinking it's going to hurt the other. And I don't even feel like you're in that type of energy. It's more about, in a way, fearing my future because of I'm fearing what if it's just all taken away again. The Three of Wands is looking at my future in a very optimistic way, understanding because the Magician is here also that I am creating. I have a big part in creating my future. I can create it out of the Nine of Swords energy, God forbid. And this is when it's just like negativity just keeps coming back to you and back to you and back to you, right? To give you more things to worry about. You have to stop and think, where are my thoughts? What am I doing? Right? What's going on here? Because even in the midst of chaos, you got to learn to calm your own self. So the Magician says, we're gonna manifest this new beginning through what you determine. So the Three of Wands is seeing all that it can be. I'm not seeing it. I'm understanding, and I'm optimistic about the opportunity to create. To reach these different pinnacles of my next path. Two of Wands, interesting. So I feel like this is movement. I feel like the Two of Wands is saying this is something that came. Some of you, what you're moving forward to is something that came to you kind of like in an epiphany or in a dream. But you know that, but in the same breath, you feel it was guidance, and it was guidance. Because I feel like almost like I thought the thought before I started to move forward in it. We have the High Priestess. That is your intuition. We have the Three of Swords coming under that Eight of Cups, or I'm sorry, Eight of Swords. So we can see why some of the walls that we created, why we created them, is because of prior heartache, clearly. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Let me tell you something, coming over the Lovers. There's an important connection here. I feel like it's probably a lot of you. There's a connection between two people. Between many couples. I feel like the collective is saying that couples are coming together and with purpose. Anyway, Seven of Pentacles is coming over this the lover's energy, and Seven of Pentacles is about your soul's seed of intention. It's seeds that were planted here on this earth, probably before you jump into this body, between you and someone else. But it also talks about the seeds that have happened. And some of them are difficult, but still meant to be, because this is about your soul's growth, soul's expansion. Some things you can't grow from if they're easy. It has to be difficult. And sometimes, like the Nine of Swords says, we can, there's been exits that we could have taken, but for whatever reason, we didn't, right? So anyway, Seven of Pentacles just says, understand that your soul plants certain pinnacles in your life. And I feel like for some of you, you're moving into your love sector. Some of you, you're moving into your career sector. And look at this. And then we have the Ten of Cups again. Wow. So it's Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And now we have it as your very last outgoing card. You can't have the Tower and the Ten of Cups at the same time. The Ten of Cups is attached to the Seven of Pentacles. Again, your seed of intention. That's why I think I felt in the Two of Wands like you were feeling, or you will be, because this is towards the end of the reading. This is showing you what needs to be dropped, that you've self-created, so that you can move towards an energy at least like this, but what's meant for you. So I feel like in the Two of Wands, there is a sign, right, from your guides, and you pick up on it. You move with it. You move through it. And it's the beginning, right? I'm starting at the beginning, but it's like, almost like, but here is the Ten of Cups. It's not guaranteed, because people have free will, but if I can keep myself by understanding myself, like the Empress and the Emperor, in that type of energy, if I give back, if I become compassionate and empathetic, all those things, instead of hard and refusing, you know, that's your choice. So, anyways, I feel like, so in a way, we're creating the path, we're creating our future pretty much starting now. I feel like in this reading, pretty much starting now. But listen, if this Ten of Cups was taken away by the Tower, what this is showing you that there's still another Ten of Cups. Someone left a comment and they said that one of their, someone they thought was a soulmate ended up being with someone else, so they're never going to love again. And I knew instantly that, many of us have more than one soulmate. And some are meant to teach us experiences, lessons, and us them. And others we may stay with for eternity. And I felt like she hasn't even met, really, the one I feel like who should remain in her romantic sector. So what I'm saying is, you don't know what's out there, and you have a big hand in helping to create your future, no matter what the towers are, right? Don't let the towers take you into the Nine of Swords. Make it a temporary energy. Um, you got to allow yourself to go through the experiences, but don't get stuck in them, right? Don't assume your life is over because a tower happened. There's still more experiences out there. Definitely more experiences. And many of you, I feel like why I'm probably doing this reading is because many of you have these seeds of intention that are coming to the surface. They're coming to now, right? Divine timing. It's time. So this may be in a way, showing us areas that we need to look at so we can eliminate and get back to who we are. All right, I'm going to let that go. So let's go ahead and read the two cards. We're going to read Stretch. I mean, I don't know how much you can say about Stretch, but let's see. Archangel Raphael is guiding you to stretch your body in gentle, feel-good postures such as yoga or Pilates. These and other stretching methods are wonderful for stress management and relaxation, as well as for increasing your range of motion and limberness. Many people believe that yoga is a fountain of youth. You received this card because Raphael wants to motivate you to stretch your muscles regularly and healthfully. He'll guide you to the best forms of exercise and match you with an appropriate professional, such as a yoga instructor or physical therapist. So, other possible specific meanings: stretch yourself emotionally beyond your comfort zone. Take a relaxation break. Attend a yoga camp. Stretch yourself financially for a dreamed about purchase, as the universe will support you in return. Your life purpose involves teaching yoga. Wow. I mean, if you had that question, well, hello. And let's read Father. The sun is out. You can hear bikes out again. Sign of spring. This card comes to you because your question is rooted in your relationship with your father. Even though this connection may not be immediately understood, this card acknowledges the link. Most likely, old emotions concerning your father are affecting your present situation. If a memory surfaces as you read this, trust this pathway to lead you to a healing. Recalling a painful memory isn't pleasant, but is an important step towards releasing negative patterns. If you have old, heavy feelings about Dad, take a moment now to say, God and Mother Mary, thank you for helping me heal and release and name the emotion or situation with my father so that he and I can be free. So, some of you, you know it's your father. So, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys, as always. This is a little bit of a different spin I'm doing, but I felt like, our collective spirit guides, and by the way, I feel like even if you're not here yet, your spirit guide's here, and they will nudge you when it's time for you to see this. But I feel like there's a lot of messages in here, so I can't timestamp it just March. I just feel like it's about life. It's about life. So, I love you guys. Thank you for everything. I will see you in the reads. Oh, by the way, I have a contest going. In my last reading, I did pick a card. Who is your soulmate? Where is your soulmate? And you can enter to win a free reading. My readings are at least an hour long. Some much more. It depends. I put no time on them. But they're always an hour. Anyway, and if you go to that reading, in the comments section, I have, what to do. So, good luck. I love you guys. I will see you in the readings. Bye-bye.